Welcome back to the Green Room Podcast. My name is Massimo and Brendan, here at the lovely Franklin Theater in downtown Franklin. To my right, I have my co-host, who is...
I'm Brendan Ayton. Last season, I had a bit where I pretended that I wasn't me, and I'm dropping it.
You didn't pretend it, though.
But every episode,
no, you
I'm
didn't.
gonna...
You just said you're not me.
Yeah, I'm not you. I'm me.
But why would that make you someone else?
I'm Brendan. What up?
Yeah.
I'm dropping
We're
it.
going to work that out.
I just like annoying you with it, honestly.
Yeah, no.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And it works.
That would, in your situations, all, like, whatever, man. Just don't be a dog in your mouth. We get in. How you doing, Brendan?
I'm doing all right. I'm chilling. I'm cold.
It's free. This theater is always cold.
I'm cold. That's why I put this vest on. Shout out Whitney Houston, though.
Man, you trying to show your legs off and stuff. Man.
I mean, listen, man. I was expecting short weather today, and then I walk outside, and then it's cold.
Man,
Yeah.
trying to get to it early, I see.
Predicament.
It's so nice that it's cold though. Normally, like venues are hot. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
nice
we
that it's
do
cold,
the
actually.
opposite. It's
We can go set it
freezing
up
in
to
here.
whatever we want to be, baby.
I'm comfortable, man.
Yeah,
as
pretty
long as
good.
you're like Tonkuh said,
No,
as
I'm
long
good.
as you're all right.
I'm
Don't
good.
need a
Although we gotta be
blanket.
careful with these legs. You're right. I might
I know.
start
Sometimes we
breaking
do a pod and I'm editing it, and I'm like, Brendan, like, got a lot showing here, man.
Okay, hold on.
No.
It's for the
Take your
Let me tighten up
your
real
long
quick.
sleeves off and just cover your
It's
legs.
not for you.
It's
Don't
not.
worry.
Well, in the editing phase, it is, man. I'm the only one seeing that.
I'm Christian. Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, we're in it. We're back. You want to introduce our guest, or am I going to introduce our guest?
You got it.
Okay.
I roasted you now.
Ladies
so.
and gentlemen, you've heard me talk about my time, I guess both of our time, where we learned our audio knowledge at the School of Dark Horse. These two fine gentlemen on the couch I met working at the studio, I am just going to describe them as geniuses because I saw them working on their music when I was leaving my time in the studio, and man, that shit was cool. All right, we got Justin and Tonkuh, everybody. Give it up.
Woo!
Appreciate that, man.
Thank
How's it
you.
going, guys?
We're good. I went to
Chilling.
a wedding last night, so
You went where last
How
night?
was that?
it was really fun. My girlfriend's friends from high school and stuff got married, and it was just really cool. I actually am gonna call the venue and try to see if I can record there because it's like a castle, and it's owned by the government. It's owned by Nashville.
Everything you're saying right now is so intriguing. Like,
So I'm really excited to go. I want to go record up there. And
Where was it at?
it was Donaldson. So
Oh,
up
yeah.
near the airport.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the planes were flying overhead, which will be interesting.
I do.
but we'll see what we can do. We were recording rap music. We're not doing like anything with drums or acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You're not
can
getting like
kinda hide
intimate recordings.
you can kind of hide a plane sometimes
Yeah.
in rap.
Or it even
music.
sound cool, you know?
right.
I don't know. I don't like
there
that
you
kind of
go.
music.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
true. I would love to see Massimo make rap. Sorry, I just
No, you don't.
sidebar. That makes the idea of that is awesome.
But what would I be doing? Would I be drumming or
Yeah.
just okay?
But you'd be like, guys, you ever heard of Toto? Try to like sneak it in there. I'd be like, come on, dude, come
I
on.
don't know about all that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can help you out if you're trying to, pin
Yeah.
some shit.
I don't know
got
if
you.
I'm trying.
You said you've always wanted to play drums with pedals, right? Like
You mean with pedals?
run your drums through pedals live.
Oh, I've never said that.
Yeah.
I
We've
would
talked
be-
about
can
it
do that.
plenty of times off camera.
I'd be down to try it, but it's not like I dream
I think one of the first
running
times
my
I ever
drums through
met
pedals.
Justin, he was in the live room at Dark Horse with this giant table next to him with like a looper and all this other and I was just like, this is wild. And it
That
sounded
was so
sick.
long ago too.
3 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, almost 3 years ago, probably. I did a record that didn't come out with Andrew Richmond, who, oh, man, I think he lives in North Carolina, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be wrong. And he's a hell of a musician who's got music out and stuff, so go stream him now. But yeah, that's what that was for.
Yeah.
They created some
was
wild
sick.
stuff. Yeah.
What did you have?
That's not my idea, though. I found a guy named Mayo Drummer on Instagram, and he does that at a very extreme level, like almost
yeah.
dubstep stuff.
That's sick.
So I was just
That's
like,
the
how can
application I
I?
can see.
I was like, how can I do this but make it applicable in a song?
Yeah.
I do that a lot now. Like my new record, I just did it instead of pedals. I did a lot of work with drums with modular synth stuff and processing it with that. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's not my idea, but I'm trying to build off of it. So it's cool.
I've always been more of a bread and butter kind of guy.
Yeah.
So when I hear people doing this stuff, I'm like, that is insane to me. And I know it's we're far beyond like this being like a new recording thing, but it's just like, what? To me. Because again, I grew up on very 70s and 80s rock. So to hear all this stuff is like, wow, this is cool. But I know everyone every day is like doing this stuff. So
yeah.
But so talking about that new record, when did it come out again? Was it a couple weeks ago?
It came out on we had the Pay What You Want release on the 18th of April, and then streaming services on the 19th. So it was not long ago.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks so much. I made it on I started it on March 17th and finished the music by the 25th of March. So I did all the music.
Jeez,
I did all the music.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
So we lived together, and I didn't tell anybody else that I was working on a record. But I was like, look, I can't hide it from you because you're going to hear what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, I'm thinking about doing a project, and then like 2 days later, it was like, I'm doing a project, and then like 4 days later, it's like, I got 3 or 4 songs done. Got a few more to go, and then like a week went past, and he was like, really done with most of the project. I'm
When
like,
I hear the final masters
like,
of
what
it?
the what in the world, man?
I mean, I did mixing afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this is just a recording of it.
I mean, 1 or 2 of the songs I took from the mixings of the original one and the masters, but I sent it to Dave Hagen, who's engineer at Dark Horse
my
Recording.
man Dave.
Yeah.
He didn't master it, but he gave me lots of good tips and pointers and stuff about like what he would do.
Yeah.
And so
We've been trying to get Dave on here for a little bit. We gotta.
he's
a busy man.
I want to get back on that horse. I'm trying to get him.
He's really spending a lot of time at the studio.
Oh,
But yeah, we Tonkuh and I live together. And so he's got his studio in his room. I've got my studio sometimes out there, or I'm normally just making music on the MPC, which is anywhere. But it's pretty dope. We're just bouncing ideas either back and forth, or the majority of the time, like he's working on his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And so it kind of cross
Thinking away like
stuff.
Just inspire each other. And
Yeah.
like, I hear him in there cooking up some. Let me get some shit cooking up in here, or just vice versa.
How collaborative are you guys on like let's say weekly basis when it comes to music stuff? Is it like every day at some point you guys are working together, or is it just randomly all of a sudden it's just boom for hours?
I think it's like peaks and valleys. Like we have moments where it's like, all right, it's time for us to really put some work in and get something done. And then we have like time off to just focus on our like music and stuff like that. So
like cool. He's in Same Osage, his duo. I'm not a part of that. I mean, I might give them a couple beats to use, but I don't. That's their whole thing. Yeah, it's like in a band, and then the band wants to do a record with a producer, and so I come in there, I make a couple beats and stuff, and we've got a record where it's just him rapping on my beats, and then he's working on other records and stuff on his own. Yeah, so, that's sick. And then stuff that's like a hybrid. So it's pretty cool.
That's sick, man.
But like he said, I would dare say like we have not worked together on music in a little while, like maybe 3, 4, probably since before I did Tidal Wave, high key.
Well, we had a few sessions like couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Literally last week we did mix his record. I forgot.
Literally last week. That'll happen.
Forgot about that.
Speaking of Same Osage too, by the way, like shout out to my brother, Black Car Sage. He's one of the reasons I'm doing music today anyway. Yeah. So
Sage is family for sure.
He's back home where I'm from in Memphis. We do a lot of like just going back and forth and collaborating. And
how do you work efficiently being in 2 separate places? Is it a lot of like Zoom stuff over text, sending notes, and then just sending files, or is it like,
you go over there? And
I'll be there for this week. You come over next week. Like,
It's a mixture of like all that. Like, really, like I talk to him probably almost every day, and every day we're coming up with new ideas and just new plans and stuff for the future. But right now, like I'll cook up stuff on my end and send it his way, or he'll do vice versa. And yeah, we just try to like get to each other as much as possible to get stuff done.
So you both probably have setups that he's probably got a setup at his place to record.
Oh yeah, he got a little home studio.
That's sweet.
So it's something we've always done. Like it's been times where he's left and went to college and stuff. So it just takes like communication and always like being focused on the goal. And
I know for the gear junkies that are listening, what mics are we using? When we're at home, what mics are we using for vocals? Let's just stick with vocals. What are we doing? I'm
using a 7B. Just
hell yeah.
And a Steinberg, like I think it's a 2-input like mixer. So
yeah, it's like the UM92.
I got a real like simple setup. So
I'm using the Warm Audio 47 Junior.
I have been thinking about getting one of those.
I think those are on Facebook Marketplace right now for sale. 2 of them.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. I have a theory that like it's good is relative, and it's just a sound, and it's like a sauce, and certain people like one kind of sauce and flavor over another. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it does what I want it to do personally for my vocals and then the hip hop stuff. I mean, when we're in the studio at Dark Horse, we tend to use the U87.
Yeah.
Or we'll tend to use for a more distorted tone, I like the UM92 or simply a 58 through, like I have a Tascam Porta Studio too.
Dude.
So you can drive that thing really hard and turn up the treble. And that's like what... the 36 Chambers was recorded on a Tascam 32, the Wu-Tang record. Jay Dilla's stuff, some of Jay Dilla's stuff and Madlib's stuff was recorded on that. A lot of Mos Def stuff was recorded onto that tape machine with a 7B. So like that you can get from a pawn shop for like 200, $150, and then go get a 58, and you have the actual sound that was used on those records.
Dude,
you just gotta look for those things, which
Ever since I saw you using that thing, I've been wanting to get one for myself.
They're sweet. It's super cool.
So I remember the first time I saw you, just like brought it in. You had it at the studio, and I was like, dude, this thing is sweet. It's really cool. Like it just. Do you know what it is?
No.
Do you want to explain
Yes.
it?
It's a tape machine. It's a cassette player.
It's a little cassette tape machine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got four inputs, a couple outputs of different combinations and stuff, and it's a tape recorder. But like, you can drive the inputs really hard and get it really distorted. Yeah. Or you can do what I've started to do is like actually make my own tape loops, which I always thought was like.
That's cool.
Tape loops. Well, it's actually pretty cool. And you can slow it down and make it warble in real time and destroy tape and stuff. So it's fun. I
Get
like
into
it.
the nitty gritty of it. I love it.
Yeah, but I don't. That's what like what I admire about like what you said. I can't remember if it was. No, it was on camera. It was on camera. But
we were talking before this.
Yeah. You were saying like you do stuff a little more bread and butter and stuff. Like the nitty gritty of like let's make a tape loop.
Yeah.
And then let's process it with a modular synthesizer and then resample it into the.
Yep.
No. Like, can we just pick up an acoustic guitar or just
it's
like
different skills,
just have
though.
him rap because like there's something so dope about like when we're done with the production and it's like he's actually doing it or working with like a trumpet player or a saxophone player. It's just
getting the take.
Yeah, that shit. That stuff is so much better than sitting and pulling wires on a modular synth. But there's a time and a place I feel like for those sounds. For
I
sure.
just know my ideal session is you get a bunch of guys and you just get it in the room. And like there's gonna be mixing and things to do later, but you're getting 80% of it, 85% of it in the moment. I'm like, that's to me, that's like.
But I also think that this is maybe something we're not going to do it now because it's only when we do solo episodes. But we have a segment on the episode or on the podcast called "Welcome to the Real World," where we kind of welcome Massimo into modern music and modern music vibes.
I know some.
But I think
Okay,
this is
glaze
a
over
good
that.
example.
That's fine.
You do know some. I think this is a good example though of like how I think it's just simply because you haven't been in the hip hop or rap space to know how it works. Like, have you ever you need to go in and be a drummer for a session, but just sample your drums.
What do you mean drummer?
Like, go record your drums, but then sample your drums.
Yeah, that's not being the drummer. I don't know why I had to put.
I didn't.
You did put air quotes on. I'm gonna rewind it.
I was emphasizing it to say that there's a point after coming. Oh. Like the idea of you're drumming on the record, but not there's more to you can do more to the performance. Afterward.
Yeah. Well, I know that. I just am never in that mindset of I need to do that or honestly want to do that. So unless it's a client that's paying me to be like, do that.
Right. Like, it's always what the client wants. And for me personally, like it's a hybrid of like doing things to the extreme and then trying to do things pretty naturally. Like the beats that I make are probably, I mean, they don't sound that way, but if you look at it, it's the most natural thing I do because I'm taking other people's songs, I'm going, ha, ha, move it over. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, I'm really just cutting up audio and moving it around and maybe putting someone yelling in the background sometimes or something like that. And then, I mean, you got to talk to Tonkuh about that because so much of the hip hop does come from the lyricism. Yeah. And what's interesting to me and has always been interesting to me is rhythm and how the vocals are always an added percussive element. That is, it complements the drums as a shaker would and stuff that. I just remember like trying to get my guitar solos better and listening to Wu-Tang 36 Chambers again. And I would solo along to their stuff and just change notes every time he changed words. Yeah. Which would make me play differently than a normal guitar solo. Yeah. Bends and stuff. So, I don't know.
The art of, performing or rapping or whatever in hip hop, a lot of it is the rhythm. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the art, at least from the outside looking in, is how you can intertwine the beat and then the rhythm along with the words or however else your inflection of the words. Do you want to speak on that at all? Is like how the inflection of your words and the rhythm can like totally change what you're saying. You know what I mean? Because the words can be one thing, but the way that you emphasize and say it can really double down on, the message.
That's one thing that I really gotta that I learned coming out here, is focusing on the inflections and how I'm saying things. One person that was instrumental for me was Mello D, someone that we collaborate with a lot. And he would always get on my ass about, nah, man, you need to say it like you feel it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's one thing that I feel like I'm starting to really hone in on since I've moved out here and started recording in a more professional setting and stuff like that. So I think it's very important. The voice is just another instrument. You're just trying to find those pockets or find what to follow to just really glue everything together. So
dude, shout out Mello. I saw him a couple weeks ago at Brew House. Good guy.
Man, Mello is awesome, man. If you need someone to go to that's just gonna give it to you straight and tell you he always just gives good opinions on music and helps us push records to the next level.
Yeah, dude.
So,
and he's singing too. That's his thing. He's a singer, and he's got a couple of features with David Overstreet, and he's on a couple of our records and stuff. And he's just what he brings to the table. In the studio, in terms of everything Tonkuh said, but also just as a brother and as a friend and camaraderie and stuff. He's just one of a kind and then the singing on top of that, you get that other dimension and crazy harmonies and stuff. He's mind-blowing what he can do. He's one of the most talented individuals that I've had the pleasure of being around. But
he's the man. Finding someone like that you click with, and even if their style doesn't exactly line up with yours, you might complement it, and then I think you each push each other. Then at that point, to drive something.
I didn't make hip hop music until 2 years ago or a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
So Mello and I we were at the studio together, but we would respectfully not kick it because I'm off making rock music. He's off making beats with Justice in the corner or in Studio Z, not the corner. Sorry.
Dude, these names, you're throwing flashbacks in time.
Sorry, man.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, I don't remember last time I went to Dark Horse. It was maybe once last year. I went. Sheesh.
But yeah, our paths just aligned when I started sampling beats and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. This was probably early 2023. That was last year, like over a year ago. I was trying to book time at the lodge. Didn't happen. Other story. But I remember walking in one time with my videographer, and you were in there and making beat. I don't know exactly what it was, but I was like, okay. And I was just walking to walk the space with my videographer, and I don't know, but it was just a very. It seemed like a very welcoming environment. If I hadn't somewhere else to be, I'd be like, "Oh, let's just see what they're doing." But it was cool.
Dude,
to
one
see
of my
all
favorite days towards the end of my time at Dark Horse was when you guys were working on something with Holden, and you guys were like, "Yo, come in and just listen to this." And I came in, and they had all their shit set up. They had all their shit set up, and the lights were down, like the way that
We
the
had
vibe,
the-
like the way you can set the vibe in the
Yeah,
lodge.
yeah.
Well,
Oh man.
I mean, we came over. I mean, shout out you and you were living with Nick Reeds and what was your other roommate's name at the time? Jasper, cool. You were living with them, and we were taking breaks from the studio, and so we came over to your place like for lunch breaks and stuff, and just to kick it and get dinner and stuff. And then we were like, you should come through and hear what we're cooking up. So we were so excited because we had been working on that to show you. And yeah, we've got this record called Cheers, and we had Tonkuh, you want to talk about what that record is?
Dude, that record is crazy. I remember hearing it.
You want to talk a little bit about that record, bro? Because I talk a lot.
It's a podcast. It's okay.
Cheers has been a crazy experience, man. It was like, Justin always getting like just random off the wall ideas that end up becoming like some crazy stuff. But like just one day he was like, man, I know this dude named Holden, man, that is from Utah. And I think you and him should do a project together. Like he's a R&B pop singer. You're, hip hop.
Yeah.
And like, I think y'all doing a project together would be perfect. So,
this is like in the middle of working on his album too. I'm like, hey, why don't we
just do this?
Do something else?
So like, I'm just like, you know what? Let's do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's never steered me wrong ever. So, like, we ended up, I met Holden. Me and him have, like, become the best of friends. Like, even to this day, like, we in the gym together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, it's been awesome, man, working with them, too, and just seeing their work ethic. Like, it's pushed me to, like, just work that much harder on everything that I got going on. But no, it's been crazy, man. That project, like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but no, it's something that I've never seen done. But you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy mix.
Yeah, it is a concept. It's a concept record, but it's fun. It's not like a concept record.
It's not like a depressing.
It's very easy and very fun to listen to. But yeah, like. Shout out to Holden and Tonkuh because they really, I was like, hey, you guys should jump off this cliff with me. And Holden barely knew me. Like Holden, I've told this story I think once before, but he came to the studio to tour it a long time ago, and I was just interning there. So I gave him the tour and walked him around, got his number. It was cool. I wasn't making any beats close to what he would be interested in. And then a year went by and I was, so I sent him some music and he was like, that was really sweet. We should do some stuff together. But I was like, man, I don't know about doing a whole R&B project. Like, that's not really, I want to do some hip hop stuff. I was working with him and I don't know how, and like for real, Holden, I don't know why you did this. But Holden was like, all right, cool. I don't know. Like, I've talked to J.E. twice and on the phone a couple times. I've never talked to Tonkuh ever one time, but I'm fly down there for the whole month of November and post up with you guys, and we booked out the lodge so we could work like every single day. And he was just like, okay, we're making this album now.
Yeah.
And it was a full jump off the cliff. But the minute the first day, it was hilarious because it was almost like, in the best way, when I seen these two get in the room together, I'm like, they're either gonna love each other so much or they're gonna hate each other. They're gonna kill each other. They're gonna either get along so well or not. And they did it. It became like
I think it's
little
a good dynamic
brothers
to
and
have.
stuff. They're playing 2K in the studio and just absolutely trash talking each other and stuff. I'm just making beats for the record, and then they hear something they like and they tell me they like it, and we go in the booth and record.
I'm saying,
you came
I be
through.
kicking hard
We
in
were in
ass
full
just to let
swing.
y'all know.
You guys were in full swing when I came by.
Yeah.
I think I was there for like maybe 15, 20 minutes, and it was like, I didn't even want to speak and be in the way. I was like, I'm just going to sit on the couch here and just kind of hang out and just vibe and listen for a little bit.
I've watched so many things on that couch, like in that room. Like I'm just not like just watching people work in that room on that couch in the back wall. It's a nice couch.
I love that
place to be.
I love
Well,
that.
we're at about that time for the song of the day.
We're springing this on you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't tell you guys this beforehand, but we do now because we have two guests. We'll do two songs. You each get to pick a song that you're kind of been thinking about lately, vibing with, just anything off your gut instinct.
It doesn't have to be a recent release. It could be
just something you've been listening to that you love. But Justin, what is yours?
Before you go in, let me just use my observation. Let me use one of my senses, my eyes. I feel like there's a song both of you guys are thinking of that's maybe like a joke song in your life currently, or something that's like, but if one of you doesn't say it, the other's gonna say it. I think.
I don't know. This I really tried hard not to get into the Kendrick, Lamar, and Drake.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
I tried really hard
ask you guys about it.
Not to get into it because frankly, the first bunch of songs I didn't like at all. I just thought it was okay. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey man, them guys, man, they rapping, bro.
It's wild. I like it.
I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying?
Like for real.
They going in, and I just been studying, sitting back, just seeing the different tactics and just trying to learn from this just crazy debacle of the game.
Euphoria is wild. Euphoria is wild.
But no, I think both of them just been it's been amazing what they've done for hip hop.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it stays contained, but you know how shit go. But
yeah, the song would be, with the song that turned me on the Drake, the whole drama was Meet the Grams. When I heard that, Tonkuh and I were in the same spot, and we had a couple glasses of wine, and I looked at him like this.
I cannot wait to zoom in on that
duration of the show. I was just, or the song. I was like, "Holy moly, he's saying all this stuff." And then, the song that's really in my head though is the new one, "Not Like Us." Man, that song is just catchy, and literally, it was the first song I put on today when I got out of bed.
I think the family matters.
Family
Matters.
It's really good too.
I think
yours is Family Matters.
Yours is Family Matters.
The last section, man, the last beat drop, and the way he goes in is he goes on that.
So who do we think? Before we get out of this segment, who do we think prevails this? Who do we think stands tall in 10 years when we talk about it? Who wins this beef? Kendrick or Drake?
Hip hop.
The fans win. You're right.
As long as it stays contained in hip hop. If someone does something violent or people who are not connected take anything, that's not the point. The point is it stays in hip hop, and you can jab it. This is the way to do it, but not going to do anything of violence. So
Yeah.
as long as it stays in that, then hip hop wins, and no one wins if it you have a situation where it goes further than that. I think, but
That's the
So
truth.
Justin, say your song
the
again.
politically correct record.
Say your song again one more time.
I'm gonna go Not Like Us.
Not Like Us and
Yeah.
Tonkuh.
Family Matter.
All right, hear those two songs right now. Here we go.
Aye, monster on the beat, Debo, any rap. He a freak throw, man down, call like Amber Lambs. Tell him breathe, bro, nail it to the cross. He walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabronis? Trying to see Compton, they in the street and hating. Marlon, they mama, how many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your out the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
Yeah, drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really trying to keep it PG. I was really trying to keep it PG. If you had a set, they give you the DP. To civilian gang in real life, you PC. You know who really bang and set my YG. You know who really bang and set my Chuck T.
We're back. Brendan just said something so untrue that fixing your shorts again.
Yeah. I'm not going to show you that much. My legs. You got to pay for that.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Actually, I think we should get into that. Pro
Whoa.
Tools and
Oh,
Logic.
dogs.
Not your shorts.
I was going to
we were
say,
talking
what are you
about,
talking
Oh my
about?
God.
Nah, we're good. We don't need to do that here.
Pro
Yeah.
Tools or the shorts?
Pro Tool, we can talk about Pro Tool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking
If you
about my
guys wanna talk
shorts.
about Pro Tools.
I'm not talking about my
I
shorts.
don't care. I love Pro Tools.
Pro Tools. Are you guys both Pro Tools users?
I'm a Pro Tools.
Okay.
I use Pro Tools like a DAW. Or I was at a wedding last night. I use Pro Tools like a tape machine, like because I make most of the beats are arranged on the MPC, so you just record a full 2-track, 3-track. Sometimes I'll separate the drums and the bass and all that stuff, but yeah, right in there, and it's the full thing. And then I really like to put like, if we're working on a record, we put all the songs in one session, and the session be the whole record, and it's 40 minutes long, so you don't have to pull up this song. And you're waiting.
Yeah.
You're just click your
Zap right there.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like to do a lot of effects over the top of the whole song, so or the whole record and stuff that gives it a sense of home. So
Yeah.
Pro Tools is good for the hip hop stuff, but I made like my record Tidal Wave, I made it on the iPad with Logic, so it was
Okay.
Shout out Logic.
really different.
Shout
What's
out
your-
Pro Tools. What? Why? I'm a Pro Tools man. He uses Logic, and this has just always been a topic of.
They're both good.
Man, I've been using Pro Tools since I was like 15.
There you go.
Just
They're both
recording
alright.
all my friends at the house.
Yeah, they're both all right.
They both have pros and cons, but I think Pro Tools has more pros.
I think Pro Tools sounds better,
Yes.
but
Yes.
Logic makes it easier for, I don't know, the iPad has changed the way I make music.
Oh yeah.
You can do things like control knobs on pedals or something with your mouth via the camera. So I can just go like, wow, 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 wow.
What?
And furthermore, you have the whole modular synth app on the iPad. So I'm controlling a modular synth with my mouth. It's like,
What?
you can take the iPad and
He's good with his mouth, guys.
That's it, folks. That's it.
Okay.
yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
you can take it and like fly it like a spaceship or something and do like filter effects.
Yeah,
You
I
put
didn't
a
know
little
you could do that
pass-through and
either.
be like, it's really cool. The iPad is
My bread and butter comment is becoming way more of a something down here now. I don't know.
It's really,
That's crazy.
it's really cool what you can do. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you said, there's always something about doing something natural and live.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's half of, like, if I could do one thing for the rest of my life, no offense on hip hop, I would write for string instruments and do like film scores and orchestral stuff.
Wow. Do you arrange stuff right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I did a whole bunch of arrangements on the Tidal Wave record. I did film score for a film called Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday by Bula. I don't want to butcher your last name, cuz I'm sorry. By Bula. And it's really cool. I love writing for strings. It's always been my thing.
That's cool.
But like strings, when you do it with a real orchestra, they come in and they do it quickly and it's over. And it's the same excitement you get about like seeing a band play live and they don't have any music out. It's like that just happened and now it's gone and now you can't listen to it again. And it's like, Tonk, if you want to talk about the way we recorded our record that we have together, like we spent, he did it in a day. I'll let him. Okay. I'll let him go from there. I mean, yeah.
So I'll just say like, we got like 11 songs together, and like we had rough recordings of all of them, like draft mixes and stuff. And I don't know, it was like just one day we had the opportunity for everyone to link up, and I was like, I just got the thought in my head like early that morning that I wanted to record all the vocals for the entire project. So we just got in there and shout out to my boy Drew at the studio. Like he always comes in the clutch and just helps out any way he can. He's one of the best engineers I know. And we just all cooked up. Mello was there, like doing a lot of vocal production, just making sure
Sean
that,
and Holden were there too. Shout out them.
making sure that I'm getting my stuff right. And Holden's always around, just giving me like pointers and things that I can do better and stuff like that. And, but glued to all that was J.E. just bringing everybody in together. And just playing that producer role and just we made something crazy.
You must have been so tired of being in that booth by the end of the day.
Yeah,
you must have been like, dude, get me out of here. I'm ready to get done.
It was like the first song, and I was like, they were like really drilling me. Like,
you picked a hard one, bro.
I was like,
he picked a hard one to start with.
No, that's not it. No, I'm like,
and you're just there like, man, this is song one.
Maybe I bit off more than I can chew. Pause. But like I was like, okay, this is what I got myself into. I said I was gonna do the whole thing. I don't want to like go back on my word and stuff. So we ended up getting it done. It was a lot of like tea and honey and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Lay's, potato chips and stuff like that to just keep the throat in a good condition. Right.
How many hours did it take to do it? Like actually in the booth, how many hours do you think you were in the booth that day?
I'm not even sure, man. I know we started at like 10 that morning and ended at like maybe 7 or 8. I don't know. I don't quite.
Justin's face says otherwise.
We were not done at 7 or 8, bro. We were in that hole until like at least 10. At least proper close, but I feel like I do recall it was just Yumi and Holden on the porch at the end after Drew and Mello had left. Like, I don't think there was no other interns there when we left.
I mean, you guys broke for lunch and dinner, though, right?
I mean, I think we had food brought in, but we were like listening to something. It was pretty nonstop.
Dang, man.
Yeah, it was. I think I took like just short breaks throughout the day, but I was like, nah, we getting this done.
That's crazy.
Take like a quick 20 minutes here and there. Just be like, hey, I'm going to take
it's like, casual 12 hours.
It was the most insane thing I had ever seen in my entire life. I was like, I remember I walked up to Mello. I was like, I'm not really doing anything today because all the beats are done. I'm just kind of directing traffic. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm stressing the hell out. Like, dude, you got to help me out here. I'm freaking out. He's like, we do this every day, guys. And just walks away. I'm like, oh my God, you're right. I forgot. So
you're like, come on, man.
This is my job.
We set up, Drew and I came up with how to engineer that. Shout out Drew Bowles again. kick-ass engineer.
Dude.
No other way to say it. He just makes everything sound good. And he's so creative, like using pianos as reverbs and all this other crazy stuff.
That's crazy.
You wonder where I get these crazy
Yeah.
So you guys are great minds to be working together. The two you guys and Drew. Man.
It's fun. It's really fun to work with him. But I was like, I want these 3 different sounds on the vocals. I don't want it to just be the same vocal the whole record for 11 songs. I want a nice clean vocal. I want a nice, very distorted vocal. And we came up, and then we wanted a reverby vocal as well. So we had him in the drum room at Dark Horse, which is was the very natural, clean sound and stuff. A lot of really cool people have recorded in there. And in the small booth, we put the dirty microphone because it doesn't matter. And then up at the loft, up at the top, he was up there and had a couple room mics around him, and we got we ended up taking a lot of stuff from that and using it for the ad-libs. So the ad-libs are it's like Travis Scott has the big reverb ad-libs, but they're clearly digital.
Yeah.
Ours are actually a room,
real.
It's just cool.
Love it.
You can go visit. That's what I think is cool about bread and butter stuff. Is I tried to do that with reverb. Is it's so cool to me. You could go visit the place. It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
I want to do that too.
We did that with his record, and you can go visit at Dark Horse, exactly where Tonkuh recorded his record. What I'm saying?
Nah, it was definitely a dope learning experience for me. Just really learning how to capture the emotion of each song, and that's something that they really helped me out with. I always thought if I say this passionate and just really go in, that's all it takes, but I really had to find those other voices and tones that would really convey those emotional parts and stuff like that. So it was just amazing across the board.
What do you guys think is the future for both of you? What's after? I know you're probably actively working on stuff, but post what you're working on now, what do you think is the future? What do you see going forward for both of you guys? What do you think? What's next?
Man,
we have a lot.
Definitely gonna be dropping some dope music and throwing some crazy shows. And
you guys been doing shows too, yeah. I've seen you getting home and been doing some shows. How those been? Those shows, they've been good.
Oh man, they've been crazy. We've done we have one theater show. We've been doing house shows.
Yeah,
just different stuff like that. We haven't really hit the ground running as far as performing and stuff yet, but the shows that we've done, it's been amazing, and the awesome. Fans and stuff like that coming out, it's just that's one of the best feelings in the world, being on stage for me. It's just a high, man. When you really get in that zone and the music starts and the fans are into it.
It's what's cool about performing is that when you're up there, even when you're recording, is you're so zoned in, is everything else kind of washes away. You could have the worst morning in the world, get in a car accident, car get totaled, you could get girlfriend break up with you, you can do all this stuff extreme. Terrible happen in the morning. And if you're on stage when you're performing, even though it's maybe there, but it's it washes away, and it helps put you in it's a cool thing,
or it fuels it at the end of the day. I've had that sometimes.
Yeah,
it's I've had a what.
I'm just saying like that. I'm agreeing, but it can.
You get angry, and then for me, when I play guitar and stuff in bands, that was easier to feel that way. Doing the hip hop stuff is a little different. I sit and DJ the beats while I drink champagne on stage. So it really is the most fun, I would say. Doing shows with you, it's got to be the most fun I've ever had on stage, period. Yeah. No disrespect to any of the groups I've ever played with, but bro, playing with him, I literally get to go on beats and make things delay and do cool stuff, and I got a bottle of champagne, and we look really cool while we do it. So it's just a pleasure to work with.
It's a switch that gets flipped. Man says we be turning up. So if anyone ever comes out to our shows,
I want to get out to a show.
It's gonna be turned.
Tonkuh, I have a question.
What's up?
How long have you and your duo been together? Been doing stuff, doing shows, recording stuff.
I think if I'm correct, we started doing shows in like 2016.
Okay.
Is when we had our first show.
Okay.
But we first like started. I kind of like look at it as a artist development phase that Sage went through in our earlier years. We were like in high school, like we just went on like a mixtape run. That's back when mixtapes were really big and people was on Dat Piff and like Wayne was putting out mixtapes and that was just a big thing. So we kind of like developed our artistry, just making music and doing freestyles to other people's like projects and stuff.
The only reason I bring it up is because I remember, I don't know, I have a question. When I remember getting out of my audio class from Dark Horse in the summer of 2022, were you doing a house show with a band called Calling the Cops?
Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh, I was at that show.
That was our first show out here.
Yeah, I stayed for like.
You guys did a show Calling the Cops?
I stayed for about 20 minutes.
And this was like a little bit before.
That was with Isbach, Tommy, and Chase
on
drums.
Man, that was my guy. Shout out to Tommy.
Dude, I just saw Tommy the other day at Kimbro's. I haven't seen Chase in forever. Isbach moved back to Arizona, but he'll be back actually this summer. I think I don't know if I'm spoiling anything. I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna say it because I don't think anyone that knows him. They're actually gonna do a show. I think in next month.
Really?
Isbach's coming back. I think they're gonna do one show when he's back.
Okay. I gotta make sure I'm there.
But I only bring that up because I remember. It was Calling the Cops, you guys. I think I walked in during a part of your set. It was after the cops got called.
Yeah.
And then I think Psycho Wave was playing.
Oh, yeah, Psycho Wave.
That band was the band that we recorded for my audio class for our midterms. And so I was like, I gotta go see these guys. I remember staying for 20 minutes because everyone was in the living room and the floor was like this, like caving in. I was like... this isn't quite my vibe. I'm glad I went and said hi to everyone. I did real quick.
Yeah, it got kind of crazy in there, man. I remember like the show started outside before that.
Yeah.
Like Tommy and like Noah and all those guys, Jibba, they were like the first ones to embrace me, like moving out here and stuff. So
they're great guys.
It was just awesome that they put us on the show and like. People were receptive to the music. They just went crazy. And after the cops got called, moving to the inside and like killing like another 15 minutes. It was that was one of the craziest shows. It was
crazy for the 20 minutes I was there, man.
Where was it at? Just somebody's house?
Yeah, it was at my boy Tommy's house.
Yeah.
It was him, Isbach, and my guy Saucy Audio. Shout out to him. He like produced a lot of music for me and stuff too. Yeah, shout out to my boy.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was a good house. I went over there a few times just to like because we had our Dark Horse lunch break. We go over there and just hang for like during the lunch break. So anyway, reminiscing.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool.
Good times.
It was so fun.
What do you think, just for you, is the future?
I don't know. I have a lot of stuff that's like. In the freezer. I need to get
microwave freezer.
I like that way better.
We need to finish some of these things. I've really got a pile of stuff that's a lot of stuff with a lot of different people. So I'm set. I don't need to make new music, I feel like, for a little while. So I want to paint for real and just really work on producing and mixing his album and finishing these records that we have on the burner is my goal.
Yeah.
And adding to that, I'm looking for a new rapper to work with. So find my information and we can talk about doing a project together. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That's basically where I'm at right now. Yeah, I don't know. I want to paint a lot.
How's that going, the painting?
It's fun. It's really cool.
Did you just kind of discover this recently? Is this a new thing for you, or is this?
It started when I went through a period like when I first moved to Nashville where I was trying to make music that sounded like tidal wave. But obviously you don't know what that sounds like until you do it. I was very frustrated that I couldn't do anything of that style. trying a whole bunch of different stuff. And so I stopped making music and just painted. That's when I started. And then for like 2-3 months, all I did was work at Dark Horse and do second engineering work and paint. So like no making music, just being around it. Mm-hmm. And one day I got bored and made a beat. And so that's when that all started. So it kind of making beats and being a painter started at the same time. But cool. Now I'm finally getting confident and being like, I could show people this stuff and it actually looks, not like a 4-year-old. Because you just don't know things. You're like, whoa, I didn't realize that this color was so dense and it was going to destroy my vision. I actually had it nice before I messed up. Yeah. But now I kind of have a base layer of knowing what I'm doing. And like I take, I don't know, this is my one little thing, but like the records that I'm credited on as artist, like I really care about how it looks and how it sounds and how it feels. And I won't let something go out until it looks and sounds and feels just right to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very much involved. Like, we have in-depth conversations about what we want the album artwork to be and these concepts about how we're going to drop records. Because that's also a huge part of it. Like how the audience receives the music, I think, for the first time can really change the way people feel about it, which is for like Tidal Wave why I wanted to do a listening party, because it just felt like that's just how I envisioned people listening to it for the first time in a nicer setting, looking at artwork that either looked cool or had to do with the painting. So thank you to Dark Horse that let me create that space, and it was super, super cool. And so we are always talking about trying to find interesting ways to not just, post 2 months before the record comes out and drop a bunch of singles and stuff and be like, here's the record. We've got some absolutely ridiculous ideas about how we're going to do some of these projects.
I think that's great.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I really wish I could have been to that listening thing.
It was cool, man. It was really cool.
Drop. Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
That was the more weight thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It's all good.
If there's ever another one, we'd love to do it.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do... I don't know if we would do another one. Definitely not for Tidal Wave, because it's... People have heard it.
Been there,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would do it in a record store.
Y'all go stream that.
Dude, record store. We would love to play at a record store. It's like a. Have you seen like the Grand Slam at Denny's thing? Like the what's up, Denny's? Like that'd be sick to do it. Like Luna's in the factory.
Yeah, I know Grimey's does in-store performances, but I mean they take care of really big artists and stuff up there. It's really cool. I would love to do something like that. I was looking for like maybe if we couldn't do Dark Horse, what would be another option that I could go to, if something happened weather-wise or something like that. And Luna Record Shop was one of the places we were looking at going, and Luna's a great record store. Like I said, I do my music off vinyl, so we always in the record stores. We love record stores. Go buy your music. You can stream all you want, but go get that turntable.
That's right.
I actually need to go
buy
you don't have
the
turntable?
record, man.
No, I need to go either get a new turntable, and there's a new record that just came out that I need to go get.
What record is it?
Knock Loose just put out a new. The album I was showing you earlier. The snare drum sounds like a tennis ball being blown up.
It sounds like you have a piece of metal and you're hitting another piece of metal and it goes ding.
Yeah,
love that, man.
It's a lot.
They have it at Target. Target's got it. It'll be expensive.
Turkey actually does carry a lot of vinyls. I've been
They
noticing
do.
that
They got new stuff.
They're pricey, but they're good.
Yeah.
You should really, I think if you're in Nashville, I mean, Luna's my favorite, and Carpe Diem is very good as well. Here in Franklin, Vinyl Taps is really cool up in East Nashville because it's a bar.
I've been there, yeah,
it's a bar too, so you can go have some drinks and go do your record shopping. And they also have shows there a lot. And Grimey's just seems to be like, it reminds me of my favorite record store in Chicago called Reckless Records up in Chicago, where it's just like, you've got everything. How do you have everything?
You literally have everything.
Just amazing. I swear we're gonna get we're gonna make it one day, Tonkuh. And we're gonna back the truck up to the record store. That's the plan.
That's right.
Yep.
Unload.
Well, before we get out of here, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you
This
guys.
was
Thank y'all for
Great
having
conversation.
us.
Thank you guys. You guys are the best.
We usually leave with our guests for them to have a moment to promote anything, their social medias, anything coming up, anything they've put out. So this is your time to promote whatever. You both can take a little spotlight here and go nuts. So,
Man, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Tonkuh. Y'all can follow me everywhere. My socials are TONKUH_ on everything. Right now, I got like a lot of music out with my hip hop duo, Same Old Sage, with my boy Black Heart Sage. Y'all can find us everywhere on all streaming platforms. It's just SAMOSAGE on everything. And yeah, that's about it.
Justin.
I'm Justin Eberhardt, JE, Mindwalk, Carrie Asher, all that stuff. Yeah. I have a new album called Tidal Wave that just dropped on April 19th. So have a stream, make like a fish.
Nice.
And,
That's sick.
That is cool.
Make like a fish and have a stream. Whoa.
Make like a fish, have a stream on that. And yeah, Tonkuh and I have a lot of new music that is gonna come as fast as we can clear samples. And if you're interested, and especially if you're a label person or if you work with anybody who's very connected in the industry, we want to talk to you. We want to explore all our opportunities because we're sitting on a lot of really good music that we need some help getting out to the masses. So yeah,
man.
Love it.
I will put my information in the bio because I
Yes.
don't remember
We'll
it
get all
right
that.
now. So,
Yeah, go check the
That's
bio. We'll have send me
the
guys
stuff.
links and stuff, and we'll put it all in there for you. So
we love all of you guys who listen to any of the music we've done. It's insane to like actually put out music and have people listen to it. It's been a long time since I've done it, and doing this record Tidal Wave has just reminded me of like, getting the love back from everybody else is just amazing. And I can't wait to show you what Tonkuh and I've been cooking up, man. He's insane.
dude, I can't
Love
wait.
it.
I can't
Oh,
wait.
and go
Love it,
follow
guys.
more
All right.
weight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, go do
Yeah.
that. My bad.
Hold your bottle. Where's your bottle?
yeah.
He's got do you guys get a sticker yet?
Nah,
I
I
got
need a
like
more
stickers in
weight
the car. I'll
sticker.
get you
bro.
one if you
Yeah,
want.
you're covering the label. There you go. There you go. More weight.
Here's
stickers.
more weight. This comes out this Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Next week we're going on tour. So
What
May,
is it?
May 25th at the Basement.
Yeah.
We're doing our show headlining. It's us, Shut Eye, and
Uh-oh.
don't kill me. I'm forgetting the other
Forgiveness,
bands'
please.
names.
Oh, it's 4 bands.
I believe so.
Oh, wow.
3 or 4. It'll be great. Yeah. Go follow my Instagram, bden8. Yeah.
You can follow The Green Room Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, podcast The Green Room, or The Green Room Podcast. You can follow me, Massimo DiStefano, Massimo D Music on all platforms. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Yep. Kendrick 1. Peace.
Ciao.